What is happening, people? Paddy The Baddy here, UFC 304, biggest pay-per-view that the UK's ever seen. I thought that I'd do a little breakdown of the card. Let's just kick right off with the early prelims. First fight, Modestas Bukauskas versus Marcin Pracino. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know who Marcin Pracino is. I know Modestas very well. He's a cool dude. I've met him several times, former Cage Warriors champion, so there's not much I can break down about that fight, but I think Modestas gets the W. And I hope he does, because he's a cool dude. Next fight, Shauna Bannon. Shauna's Brazilian opponent pulled out. She now has a new opponent, so Shauna's fighting Elise Ardeline. To be honest, Shauna's came to the gym and sparred Molly before. She's a nice girl, and she's got skills. She didn't perform her best in her first UFC fight. I think it might have been a bit of nerves. I think Shauna gets the W on this one. I think Shauna gets the win. Maybe even a stoppage victory. Next fight, Sam Patterson versus Kiefer Crosby. England versus Ireland fight here. I think the Englishman's going to take it. Can't see Kiefer Crosby beating him, to be honest. It's going to be a big night for the Brits, big night for the English. We're coming to take lots of W's. So yeah, Sam Patterson, think you're going to take the win, lad. Next fight, me boy, Owen Elliott, another former Cage Warriors fighter, won on the Contender Series last year, and he's now 1-0 in the UFC. He's fighting Preston Parsons, an American. Not another than an open win. He might be the underdog, but he's got that heart, he's got that dog in him. Next fight, Mick Parkin versus Lukas Brzezinski. I hope I've said that right. England versus Poland. Mick Parkin's a training partner of Tom Aspinall. He's got power in them hands. I don't know his opponent, I don't know Lukas Brzezinski, but I think Mick takes this one, uses heavy hands, and for the size of him, he's got good cardio as well, so even if it goes to decision, I can see Mick getting the victory there. He trains with people like, as I've just said, like Tom Aspinall. Next fight, Carlin Loughran, and it was meant to be Raman Tavares, but literally a couple of days ago, we found out that he's pulled out and he's got a new opponent. The amount of people on Instagram and in group chats who was messaging me, asking me if Luke Riley has took that fight. Wow. Luke Riley's coming for the UFC, don't you worry. He's 9-0 with 6 finishes, but Carlin fights at 135 and he doesn't want none of Luke at 145. He's scared of that fight. He knows Luke knocks him out. So we've got Jake Hadley coming up from flyweight, coming up from 125 on short notice, on like 10 days notice. For me, this fight depends all what happens in the first 60 seconds. If Carlin can get him down early and take him down and show his dominance, then I think Carlin can get the win. But personally, I think Jake's going to win this. Even though he's taking on short notice, it's 10 pounds heavier than what he normally fights at. He doesn't have to do a big weight cut. And I think Jake Hadley's pretty skilled. Once again, I'm backing the Englishman to win this one. I think Jake's going to get the victory. Next fight, my big sister, Molly the Meatball McCann. She's fighting Bruna Brazil, Shauna's opponent on Shauna's debut. And as I say, I think the nerves got a little bit to Shauna. She didn't perform like she does when she comes and spars with Molly in our gym. You just know I don't need to give a prediction for this. Molly is in the best shape of her life. I've never seen her look so good in sparring and in strength and conditioning and everything. She's coming to take Bruna's soul. I'm predicting a TKO for Molly in this fight. You never know though, just like last time, she could get a submission. People are sleeping on a jiu-jitsu game. Next fight, Nathaniel Wood versus Daniel Pineda. Backing the Englishman, backing Nathaniel Wood. Absolutely sound fella, such a nice lad. Met him several times before. Think he got robbed in that fight when he got hit in the balls and that. He should still be on an unbeaten streak at the minute. I think Nathaniel Wood is going to beat Daniel Pineda. Next fight, last fight on the prelims, Mokaev versus Manel Kape, 2 ranked flyweights. Manel Kape's such a sound dude. I've met him in the PI. He's a nice fella. I think Mokaev has got very, very good wrestling. And if Mokaev can take Kape down and get him down, then, you know, it could just be another 3 rounds of lying on top of him, crotch sniffing. As we've seen on social media the past couple of weeks, I think Manel Kape's already 1-0 against him. From what we've seen on social media, Manel Kape headbutted and elbowed him in the PI. I'm going to go with Manel Kape. He's already 1-0 against him. I'm going with Manel Kape. And then to open up the main card, we've got Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. 2 phenomenal strikers, 2 very good fighters. I've actually spoke to Giga before at a UFC event. He's a nice fella, but Arnold's me boy, another fellow Englishman. Me and Arnold made our Cage Warriors debut on the same night in London 12 years ago. No way I'm picking against Arnold. Arnold's gonna come out, put hands on Giga like Calvin Kattar did, and I think Arnold Allen's gonna take the victory here. Late TKO, maybe a decision, but I think Arnold Allen's gonna win that fight. Next fight in the middleweight division, RoboCop Gregory Rodriguez versus Christian Leroy Duncan, another former Cage Warriors champion. I've been there live in action and watched him get some spectacular finishes. Comes out and he wants to knock people out. He's got a very exciting style. Obviously RoboCop can take a shot. He's got good grappling, so we'll see if he can exploit Christian Leroy Duncan's grappling. But as I say, once again, backing the fellow Englishman, I think Christian Leroy Duncan's gonna come out and put hands on Gregory Rodriguez and get the victory. Next fight, I don't need to say much about, do I? Next fight is your boy, yours truly, Paddy The Baddy Pimblett, taking on Bobby Green, Bobby King Green. You know, everyone's talking about this fight like it's a striker versus grappler match. You know what I mean? It's not. I'm an all-round MMA fighter, and to be honest, I think Bobby is. He's got very good grappling defense, but I'm gonna shut a lot of you haters up with this performance. I'm in the best shape of my life, not much weight to lose. I just can't wait to come out and put this egomaniac in his place. When I put hands on him, he's gonna know about it. He thinks I'm just gonna come out and be shooting for my life. I'm gonna come out and take his head off his shoulders. So I'm predicting a first or second round knockout or submission, and the submission will be after I've dropped him or hit him viciously with ground and pound. On to the co-main event. Tom Aspinall, one of the nicest men in MMA, just like Arnold Allen, taking on Curtis Blades. This is a rematch. I fought on the exact same card. I think I beat Jordan Levitt that night. Obviously, it wasn't much of a fight. Tom come out, threw a leg kick, blew his knee out. Even though Curtis Blades is 1-0 against him, he's not at the same time. I think Tom's obviously coming out for a bit of revenge here. It's crazy seeing someone defend an interim belt. If anyone deserves a shot at a heavyweight title, it really is Curtis Blades, because he's been so close to fighting for the title so many times, and whenever he gets to a #1 contender fight, he just gets caught by some of the biggest punches the UFC's ever seen. Pavlovich, Derek Lewis, Francis Ngannou. He really does deserve the fight, but as I say, once again, gotta back the fellow Englishman. I think Tom's gonna come out and put hands on him, maybe knock him out again, just like all the other fighters we've just mentioned of. Last but not least, the main event of the evening, Leon Rocky Edwards defending his welterweight title against Belal Muhammad. This rematch has been a long time in the making. In the first fight, Leon was dominating him. An eye poke ended up making the fight a no contest. It was a bad eye poke as well, but obviously unintentional. Leon had him doing the stanky leg before that. Belal Muhammad, though, has improved a lot since then. It's going to be a closer fight than them first round and a half was, I think, but I can see Leon TKOing him. I can see Leon finishing him. I can't see Belal finishing Leon. The only way Belal wins is a decision. I can see Leon getting a TKO within the first 3 rounds. So yeah, that was the Baddies preview, UFC 304. Hopefully it lives up to all expectations, because wow, this is some pay-per-view, this is some card, and as I say, the best card that the UK's ever seen. So hopefully it lives up to expectation. Thank you for watching, people. As always, you know the script. Like, comment, subscribe. See you soon.